Hey everybody, Joe here. Listen, I just want to cover quickly why Apollo.io is the greatest thing to happen to salespeople since, I don't know, like the phone book, right? And why we love it so much here at MaxQ, Chrysalis, and all of our clients that we stand this solution up for. Um, so to cover, the three major use cases that we use Apollo for, and with many companies, it's all three. We have three main things that we're looking to accomplish when driving revenue, right? So, and filling the top of our funnel. So we have partner development, sales development, and account expansion, right? So we're getting in an account, helping them out in one area, maybe moving over to other divisions or however, maybe different functions, however you drive your sales strategy for B2B, and what your service and product can do. So within that, I want to jump right into what a sales tech stack used to look like, even just as recent as last year, what we were building out at MaxQ for other companies. What we need as salespeople, as a lifelong one, I think I can speak for them. We need great data. Right? We need access to our total addressable market, and that data needs to be accurate and up to date. So we want it to be like a live database, is what we really want. And then we also need the ability to segment that data on the most granular level so that we can hit people at home with something really relevant to them and create a lot of intrigue, right? It's our job. When we're filling the top of the sales funnel, create interest. Not send offers out, by the way, but we'll get into that stuff later. But anyways, the idea is that in order to accomplish that level of sophisticated data within an organization, we needed several tools to accomplish that because we had Zoom Info, which we still have, super expensive, very limiting in how much data you can get, but also the accuracy is very high, which is great, but then they're also limited in what they have so that they can promote higher accuracy. So we needed to supplement that data with other tools that provided kind of scraped data from the web, right, as opposed to human verified data. So we'd use something like LeadIQ, and then Hunter.io was really helpful for like email just validations, just to verify it before we send it out, double check so our bounce rates are low. Fairly inexpensive also. So, and then we use Crunchbase for our market research, right? What's going on in the market today. So anyways, the challenges there were obviously integration between all of those tools was just not going to happen. Not necessary either. But then figuring out which one was going to kind of be your master data set, and then how are you going to move data from each one to another and then into your CRM. Now I have Salesforce and HubSpot up here. They're the most common, but whatever works for you. Any CRM out there. And then we have to set up the systems to push data into sales engagement solutions, right? So we needed the ability to reach out via phone, email, and LinkedIn and ensure that we were doing that in the most efficient manner and tracking all of our metrics, right? So Outreach.io, since we started implementing it, has been incredible, right, for that. And then we have Sales Navigator, but we would need an enterprise edition seats for everybody in order to get any sort of insight into how our campaigns were working on LinkedIn from a sales perspective. From marketing, different, but for sales, we needed that. And so the issue, obviously, you can see is the cost. It's a lot, right? You're basically hiring a part-time person just to cover technology subscriptions. That doesn't even include all of the time spent standing these things up, figuring out the giant Rubik's Cube with all the filter, everything that goes on into moving this data around efficiently and in an organized manner. And then, of course, the challenge also of aligning business development and sales to more traditional marketing. It was a huge challenge because of all of those other things, right? So, this isn't the whole picture. If we look above, HubSpot and Salesforce, that's kind of where your marketing would sit, and it would be, whether you're using HubSpot or Salesforce for your actual digital marketing campaigns to manage those, that's great. But then you also had just everything else going on the marketing side. And defining the process for how contacts and accounts get updated based on that activity versus how they get updated based on what happens in the marketplace and all those things. It's just a giant Rubik's Cube. So the time to value in this was very long. It's about 4 months before this machine was running efficiently enough to the point where it could be handled in-house by the business. So, how has things changed? Well, with Apollo, we get access to our total addressable market immediately. We get up-to-date data. We get data aggregated from many platforms. All of the market insight data that you could ask for, funding, job postings, and then all the other granular filters. And it even takes it a step further than industry and NAICS codes by allowing you to search for companies based on how they define themselves with keywords as opposed to how the government asks them to categorize themselves. So that's massive right there just for segmentation. So it manages all that in the system, and then we have the ability to reach out right from the platform as well. And ZoomInfo has just followed suit with this, but still the costs are astronomical. So the ability to have access to your total addressable market as a single user for $1,200, I mean, there's never been a better thing that happened. And then let's talk about sequences in Apollo. They're great. The whole rules engine behind it to make sure that we can automate all the thought between action and a lot of the action responsibly, right? You're gonna do it smart still. And all of that. So as a salesperson myself, lifetime, I can't be more excited about how efficient I can be on a daily basis, how many activities I can get done, and how much return I get on my time on a daily basis. So really, Apollo is the best tool for B2B salespeople on the market today. There is no better. It's from a cost perspective, from the ability to stand up quickly, meaning we stand up outbound business development functions in 2 months as opposed to 4 to 6 because of Apollo. The next thing to really consider also is aligning business development and marketing and sales together has become so much easier. It's still not the simple thing to do, but it's so much easier because there's less systems at play. There's less integrations to manage and less mappings and all those things. You just imagine, right? If you've ever built anything out like this before, you just imagine how much time it would take to get live. And if we reduce the number of systems from 5 to 1, that's huge. So the other advantage that we're going to talk about today is using Chrysalis, which is a LinkedIn automation platform that we provide to our clients. And that removes the ability to need LinkedIn Sales Navigator Enterprise because Chrysalis gives you the ability to reach out at scale, integrate that with your Apollo sequences, and bring all of your data back so you know how you're doing on LinkedIn. So anyways, that's what this channel is mostly about, is kind of how to set things up. But within that, we'll do our best to provide you with a great foundation. But obviously, every business has their small nuances, and everything changes based on the size of your company, the size of the companies you go after, your industry, their industry, everything. So by all means, we're available all the time in the chat box at chrysalisapp.io, and there's a bunch of resources in the description of this video, and there will be a bunch in all the videos if you need help with anything at all. So look forward to having you, and don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. We'll be releasing videos every few days. Thanks.